In this video, I'm going to show you how to work both servo motors on your Hummingbird remote robot. First, you need to make sure you are connected to the robot by pressing the C button, and it will say either connection restarted or connected. And I'm going to use when the flag button is pressed, this green flag button up here. And the two motors I'm going to show you are the rotation servo and the position servo. The rotation servo is sort of like a wheel where it will constantly go in one direction, where a position servo, you can control it by which degree you want it to go in order. So the number in the position servo, this number 2, means that the position servo that's connected in port number 2. Do not change that number because that is the port that it is plugged into for your robot and for all of the robots. And the position servo is all plugged into port number 1. So those two numbers should not change. These numbers after it will change. So in the rotation servo, this 0 is from 0 to 100, controlling the speed. That's how much percent power. So if I snap this onto the flag and press the button right here, the code is working. It's just showing at 0% speed. If I change that to 20% speed and click on the flag, it will go slower. But if I change it to 80% speed, you'll see it just went faster. And if I change it back to 0% speed, it will stop. You could also do minus 20 speed, and it will go in the opposite direction, minus 80, and it will go a little bit faster, or 0 will stop it. And so those are some numbers to play around with these options here. So the negative speeds do not go as fast as the positive speeds, just showing you that that's an option. Now, if I'm going to go to the position servo, if I have the 0 in here and I press the flag button, it will move the robot to 0 degrees, and I have up to 180 degrees, and press the flag button, and it will go back to 180 degrees. And I can change any degree, let's just say 80, and it will go to that particular degree. So how do you make this work? Well, what I would start with is a forever loop. And so I'm going to go to the control and scroll down here and find a forever button, code block. And I grab a forever loop, and I'm going to put the position servo in here. And then I'm going to grab a wait 1 second command. And I want to right click on the Hummingbird rotation, and I'm going to duplicate it, and it's going to give me another one. So what I can do is, in a forever loop, I can change it to be from 80 degrees to 0 degrees. And now when I press this flag button here, our arm definitely looks like it's getting broken. But if I change this from 80 to 180 and press the flag button, there you go. Now that's a little more natural. So with each robot, you may have to play around with what two numbers match the best case scenario for the maximum movement or the nicest movement. Maybe 80 is too far down. Maybe I'll go with 110. It just doesn't go as far down. If I wanted to go faster, maybe I go 130, and then I can change it to be 0.2 seconds between each one. And now she is playing the guitar at a much faster pace. So I can play around with these options as much as I want. And I'm going to take and drag them away so that it's not going to burn out the motor by playing forever. And so I can do that forever loop. Now the fun thing is I can add this to the one command, but if I go to my control blocks again and grab another when the flag key is pressed. I could put the rotation servo here, put that at 50, and now when the flag is pressed, two things are happening at the same time. And so connect this with the LEDs and the position servos. You can have multiple things happen when you press that flag button. So that's how you control motors, the servo and the rotation motor in the code blocks here for the Hummingbird remote robots.